Authentic Talks is all about authentic conversations. This show is all about growth, love, respect, success, mind, body, and spirit. If you're looking to grow and become your authentic self, then this is the podcast for you. And I am your host, Shanta. Welcome to the show. It would be remiss of me not to address the current events that are going on in our country. We've all seen and heard about the good, the bad, and the ugly. I want us to focus on the good of humanity and coming together. Change needs to happen, and we have to figure out how. It's time for change to happen. Within a spiritual community, we understand it all too well, but we have to figure out what can we do? How can we help? If anyone has any suggestions or ideas, please email me at AuthenticShanta@gmail.com.
This week, Shanta has an authentic talk with a multi-talented lady. She has had mystical success events in 16 countries, with her biggest audience being 50,000 people. She is the author of The Magic of Affirmation Power and a singing artist. Please welcome Michele with one L, Blood. Season 2 starts now.
Hi, Michele. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Shanta.
How are you?
Am I pronouncing it correctly now?
You are. Shanta is it.
Bonjour, Shanta.
Bonjour. You got it. I am so excited to have you here. I absolutely love what you are doing. Can you please share or introduce yourself to our audience so they can know who is Michele?
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Michele Blood. Don't blame me. That's my dad's name. Not Flood. Yes, it is Blood. And I teach very, very deep mysticism, meditation, and I also teach people how to have transformation through affirmation power and visualization, but mainly meditation, to teach people that they can awaken and that their divine purpose is for enlightenment. That is everyone's divine purpose, to have that kundalini awaken you, and so that every day you are one with everything. And especially now with people being isolated, it's really a wonderful time for people to begin to practice so that they can awaken.
Yes, I agree. I definitely agree with that. It's a good time. Michele, what led you there? How did you end up teaching and understanding meditation?
Completely by accident, and I do mean accident as in car accident. I was a singer professionally since I was a little girl in Australia. And as I got older, I had, more and more success with my rock bands. I was the singer, the manager, co-songwriter, and I was living on purpose. I mean, it was a tough life, but I loved it. I loved everything that had to be done to be able to get to that gig and do, have thousands of people there and do cartwheels across the stage and jump on top of speakers and and record and write music. I mean, I was living my purpose. Of course, I'd heard about meditation and different things, and I actually went to Catholic school and loved Jesus when I was a little kid. But once I got into rock and roll, I'd forgotten about anything spiritually because I was living the best life I could possibly live, and it was getting better and better and more successful. And so it was through a car accident on the way home from a gig, because it's miles in between cities in Australia, because it's such a huge country with so little people. And so the driver fell asleep, and as the passenger, keyboards and stuff, equipment went into my back, and I was in hospital for months and months with so many broken bones and internal injuries, and I was told I probably wouldn't walk again. If I did, if I did survive it all, it'd be a permanent limp, and just terrible, horrific thing. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me. You just don't know at the time, when we're going through something horrific, how that can awaken your spirit to your true purpose. So people were talking to me about different cassettes and all these different people, and I'd never heard about these motivational speakers or healers. I didn't know anything about anything like that. But one day somebody put on Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and that is where it all truly began, because he said that he healed his little boy, his infant son, who had no hearing at all. And through affirmations, through autosuggestion, every night he would go to his little infant boy's room, his son, and he would say, "You can hear perfectly. You grow up to be a great man. You're loving, you're generous, you're kind, you're of service to other people." Every night he did this for years. By the time the little boy was 5, he had 30% of his hearing, which was miraculous, and the doctor said not possible. Napoleon Hill refused to put him in a special school. He put him in a normal hearing school with normal kids. And the little boy ended up becoming quite a mogul in the hearing aid industry, which hadn't been around when he was a little boy. There wasn't any such thing as a hearing aid. They just had those big hollow tubes you stick to your ear,
Yeah.
And so because I was lying there and I couldn't move, I just said, you know what, I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to give these affirmations a go. And Napoleon Hill said, you have to state it in the now as if it's already happened. And I said, okay, I'm going to say I am healed, because I'm not. And the doctors say I'm not. So that should be a good affirmation. I am healed. And I know I am, but I didn't know I was. I love myself. I am my friend. I didn't love myself. I was quite depressed and in awful physical agony. And so, a couple of days later, Shanta, when I was, I just said, look, this is not working. He says you've got to emotionalize it. I can't emotionalize it because I'm in emotional and deep, deep, deep physical agony. I cannot emotionalize it. So this isn't going to work for me. So I stopped doing it. And then the miracle happened. Just a few days later, in the middle of the night in the hospital, I woke up. I couldn't sit up yet. I was still flat on my back. And I said, I'll sing them. You can't get a jingle or a song out of your head. So I sang, I am healed, I know I am. I love myself, I am my friend. And I kept singing it over and over again onto a little cassette recorder, which I always had with me in case I got a song idea. I would sing it onto the cassette player. And then I asked my brother Stephen to go. I said, go to those funny new age shops or whatever you can find and find me some musical affirmation songs, because I think this is really going to be my healing. And he came back and he said, look, I've looked everywhere and there's nothing like that out there.
Wow.
So when I got out of the hospital, this is 89, I went to a recording studio. I had miraculous healing and I started writing and recording songs just for my own benefit, for my health, for my healing, for my spirituality. And I realized that I was becoming brighter. Colors were brighter. Everything was brighter. And then some journalists found out about my healing and they put me on this TV show, which is similar to America's 60 Minutes. And promoters were coming out of the woodworks after that show and said, we want you to share the stage with Deepak Chopra, Wayne Dyer, Stuart Weil, Bob Proctor, all these people I'd never heard of because I wasn't in the periphery of any of that type of living. I was a rock and roll band.
Wow.
And so I started singing in between, and I couldn't believe thousands of people would come and see these people. I was like, who are they? What do they teach? And I became quite enthralled in it all. And they all said to me, especially Bob Proctor and Deepak Chopra, they said, this is what we teach. We teach people to have positive thinking, affirmations, auto-suggestion, but doing it with music, it makes such a difference to the audience. They absolutely love it. Bob Proctor went, a step further and he said, look, you absolutely have to travel with me. Let me help maybe write lyrics with you and sing at all my, seminars. And I got asked to do a lot more with just so many more, apparently well-known authors I'd never heard of, like Louise Hay. I didn't know who these people were. Anyway, but I liked them. I thought they were lovely, positive people. But so that's sort of how Musivation all began, with the positive affirmations, which was just to heal my body. It had nothing to do with what I did. I went on to leave Australia and speak and go deeply into mysticism and meditation and enlightenment. The affirmation songs were making me vibrate at a faster frequency. And so then I became more and more aware of what my life was about and how all the things I'd been doing up to that point were there for me to be able to be an experienced professional on stage and teach from the heart, but give them practical things that they could possibly do and entertain them at the same time. So it was just miraculous.
Wow, I love it. That's amazing. You've been able to share the stage with people like Bob Proctor and Dr. Wayne Dyer. That's amazing. And I love it. I absolutely love it. And did you ever think in a million years that you would actually have done events all over the world and become so popular?
Well, my goal had always been to be a very successful, that was my goal, my intention. I never doubted that I would become someone who could bring happiness to people while I sang. It was always my intention that my bands would end up having hit records in Europe and other countries, but we never went as far as Australia. So I don't know how that would have gone if I just kept staying in Australia. But
Yes.
my intention was that, but I had no idea it would end up in that particular way it manifested. That's for sure.
Wow, that's amazing. This is good stuff. There's a lot of people that don't understand the power of affirmation. So I am really delighted that you're here and able to share your story. Have you put on your own events?
I've put on literally thousands of events all over the world, over 26 countries. I do them all the time, nonstop.
How are you able to do that?
I just advertise and tell people that I'm going to be doing an event. I do free, to help market them. I do some free online events, live streams, etc. Sometimes promoters from different countries where I'm more well known have brought me to their country and paid me to come and do an event. Many, many ways. Advertising, TV. I had an infomercial on for years ago. Whatever way I feel guided at the time to do it. And when people get to experience, a light transmission and a prayer and given really good practical advice in a very funny, irreverent style, because I love irreverence. Who wants to be holy and saintly? I want people to have a great sense of humor because God certainly does.
Well, you've been able to speak in front of different cultures, and I know that you've been like in Asian countries and different things. Do you change your topics that you talk about depending on the culture that you're speaking or in front of?
No, I really don't. And the reason I don't is because all the different places that I've taught at, some places, they've had to have somebody interpret what I'm saying. That's sort of a little challenging to do. But when I was in Malaysia, I really fell in love with the monkeys that are wild and free and the people. I lived there for nearly 4 years and ran Bob Proctor's seminar business from there and ended up having a lot of hit records in their language that I sang in their language. And what I found was, say, for example, Malaysia, it's 55% Muslim, and then the rest is Buddhist, Hindu, and maybe one Christian.
Oh, wow.
But what I found was it doesn't make any difference what the cultural scenario is, or upbringing, or religion. Every single soul wants to be happy and they want to be free. So I speak to that within each person. And of course, I can be a little more irreverent if I'm in Australia or, America, because people, especially England, they can take a good joke. But I won't be so as irreverent in certain Asian countries because they wouldn't think it was cool coming from a woman. But, like I will dress with the long dress and the long sleeves in Muslim countries so that that's respectful to them. But no, I just find everyone is the same. We're all born wanting to be happy, successful, and free.
I agree with that 100%. You have songs for success. And if people wanted to, I know we're going to talk about how everyone can find you. We're going to get there. But I just was curious right now. I can't help it. Where can they find your songs for success?
Well, I've just re-released a compilation album actually called Create Miracles, affirmation songs to harmonize your life. And at the moment, you can only get that on our actual website, Musivation, MUSIVATION.com. And I've got a lot of other albums, Songs for Motivation, Songs for Success, Let's Get Metaphysical Down Under, Self-Esteem, Songs for Children, lots and lots of them. And all the rest of the music, because this has just been re-released, so it's not on iTunes yet, you can get from iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, anywhere, just about anywhere.
Wow, that is awesome. And you would recommend that people listen to this like every day?
Yeah, because the thing is, when someone isn't feeling emotional high, they're not feeling emotional wellness, no matter be coming from fear of lack, whatever it is, you will find one. I've got hundreds of songs. You will find one of my affirmation songs that you want to go into the treasury of your subconscious mind, because the left side of the brain is the logical side where the lyrics go in. The right side is the melody, the creative side, the music. So you have a whole brain experience, and it goes straight into your subconscious mind, because people give up on positive thinking and affirmations because it doesn't go into the subconscious mind, because they can't emotionalize it as if it's true. So it just goes into the short brain, and just it leaves them. It's gone. It's like, when you're writing a song, why I always have a cassette player, because if you don't put it down immediately, you forget it, because it's just downloaded from spirit, from light, creative energy, songs, inventions, and you have to write them down or record them immediately or they're gone. And that's with affirmations. It doesn't go into the treasury of the subconscious mind to grow into that beautiful tree. So if someone finds they give up easily and they're never persistent, they don't usually, even if they want to be an entrepreneur or start a wonderful podcast like you, they just never seem to get there. So then I would recommend that they listen to persistence. I'm now breaking down all barriers in my way. I persist until I succeed. There's another song about persistence that I wrote with Bob Proctor that is really, really great with the lyrics to, action. If you don't take action, listen to the action song, and you'll feel like, you're feeding your mind. I do take action. Everything in my life is in right divine order. What about I'm always at the right place at the right time song, when you're usually late, or you literally rewriting the script. So you listen to those songs. Magnet to Money song that I wrote has been downloaded millions of times, and I usually just give those ones away, because I want people to not be afraid of the thing that they don't have, and just look at it as like a normal thought. I am prosperous. Every day in every way, I'm becoming richer and richer in money, in friendship, in harmony. I mean, there's just create miracles in it. I am a miracle. You sing that song. You sing that you are healed. You sing that all of your relationships are perfect, that you have perfect housing and income, that you forgive, that you're grateful. All of these beautiful songs change you. They transform your consciousness. And it's beautiful to see these people bloom. They're like this rose that just blooms into its true purpose and happiness and joy.
Yes. I love it. I think it is good stuff, and I know that it works. And you're absolutely right. I love that you have songs for everything. So if you're someone who's, not persistent, you have one for that. I love it. That's good stuff. So there's no escaping it. It's a matter of someone literally just pressing play.
Yeah, and even if they don't like my voice or the song, it's like an advertising jingle. Advertising agencies don't spend millions a year. They spend billions a year on jingles, because they know once you've got that jingle in your head, you also have their product forever in your consciousness, whether you don't like Toyota cars or whatever, or Vegemite.
I have to say, what is not to love about your voice? It's amazing. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love that you sung a piece of a song. That's the first time anyone ever sang on the show.
Well, you can play any of my songs on the show, that's for sure.
I will do that. I'll give them a
Write
little
a
piece
song
of
for
it.
you or something. Well, I love the whole idea of authentic talks, because you've got to speak with real people, and you're speaking with real people who've had their own experience as you have. So what happened with your life for you to be so positive and want to share so much light in the world?
Well, for myself, the negativity doesn't make me thrive or feel good. I need to have positive energy in my life, and I love being surrounded around good energy like what you have. And I had went through a little depression last year, and I had to pick myself up, and affirmations and journaling and different things like that is how I was able to do that. Practicing mindfulness is good because it allows you to stay in the present. I just want to spread a message of love and light, and just let people know that there is a way for us to persevere, move forward. And I love having people like you on the show to share your story and to offer people tools and other options that they can have available. Because I say, you know how they say each one, teach one? And maybe like what I have to say, you can say it differently, and it will reach people that may not have been able to receive a message from a prior guest or from, you know what I'm saying? So I love having this platform help people to grow. And I have people that I've had in my life for years, like that may not have been aware of this, because as I started to grow and evolve and change, there were some people that were like, okay, what's happening with you? You're different. What is this affirmation thing? For example, what happened with you? You were not aware of those affirmations. And then it wasn't by chance that you got that in you to just sing your affirmations. And I think you're bringing positivity, awareness, and joy to people's lives. So I think that that's a good thing. I do believe affirmations work. I do feel that everything is either positive or negative, and that we always should speak positivity over our life.
All I've got to say about that is Shante, Shante, Shante.
And
well
you know,
said. Well said.
I do want to attend an event where I can take friends and say, come on, we're gonna go see Michelle Blood. You know?
Fantastic. Well,
Yes.
you'll meet a lot of beautiful people. We have something called the Mystical Experience, themysticalexperience.com. And we have people from all walks of life, from all over this entire planet, who fly to America when I'm putting the events on here. We share the live streams together. They learn about mysticism. I send them light. We have sessions over the phone. We assist all of them with masterminding what they want to do with their life. I mean, we even help some of them grow their websites and, actually form them. We love each other. Everyone is it's an amazing group of people: doctors, dentists, musicians, homemakers, teachers, college students. And they're all, a lot of entrepreneurs. They're all wanting to awaken and become free. And the journey that they all have together is really beautiful. So what I'll be doing next is we'll be doing one in LAX, because we had one that was ready to go for the equinox in March in San Diego. However, of course, because of the lockdown. So the next one will be at a LAX hotel, so that everyone can come in. So not just the Mystical Experience, beautiful people from all over the world, because they've still got their tickets that they couldn't use, to come over. Well, we'll be inviting a lot of people, and you can come as my guest for sure, Shante.
Oh, that's so exciting. How awesome. I will definitely be there. Michele, when someone says, what does it mean to awaken? How do you explain that?
Well, it's your Kundalini awakening. It's an experience that it's possible for everybody to have that experience, but it's very, very challenging when you don't have an enlightened teacher that can transmit light. Because once someone has become enlightened, it means that their Kundalini, which is at the base of their spine, it's like little bubbles of light. It's scrubbing. It's part of the eternal experience. It's part of eternity. It's not part of the Maya of this world plane, because we actually live in the eternal light. And this is just a reflection of that light, which is extremely challenging for anyone to understand in any logical way or through the mind, because it's not in the mind. It's in the eternal. It's in the divine light, that ocean of light that's created all of this, that's reflecting itself upon ourselves and has created us. So when people want to awaken, what happens when someone becomes enlightened, which nobody really understood, and I sure didn't, was the Kundalini at the base of the spine comes up through this ethereal spine called the Sushumna, and it clears out all of the obstructions that are in that pipe, because as it cleans it out and vibrates and cleans it out, the chakras become ignited. They become those doorways into divine dimensions become activated. So when people say, oh, your chakra needs to be opened, that's nothing to do with being opened or anything. It's an activation that has to happen through the Kundalini coming up through the spine. And you can meditate for many, many years and get some Kundalini awakening, get it moving. But what happened to me was I actually met an enlightened teacher who I was blessed, agreed to take me on as a student. And she transmitted light because her Kundalini's awakened. She's enlightened and she's already plugged into the divine. So there's nothing going on except the high vibration, that frequency of light. And after years of meditation, and I worked so hard to do it, never for one moment thinking my Kundalini would awaken. But then one night, I have this experience, actually it was in the morning, have this experience after a few hours of meditating that I went through this stargate. It's impossible to explain. Roaring, rushing bees in your head into these different dimensions. And this kept going on for weeks until my Kundalini completely awakened. And it's like the sky burst open and you're not even a witness to anything but light. And it took a couple of years for me to be able to sort of handle what I was supposed to do with all this love, this light, this oneness. And eventually I started experimenting, and my teacher stopped teaching. And I thought, well, I think it's time for me to do something, because I know how to teach. I've been teaching seminars and meditation for years, but I didn't know it was going to be like this extraordinarily gifted thing that you can't believe it's happened to you, because you've gone away. Your ego's gone away. You live in the moment. And you don't have fear in your life anymore. It's like I've had so many people say, how can you handle this or that, or these people that are like that? And I said, because I don't have fear anymore, and I don't judge anyone anymore. All I see is that glowing light within each person. And so I started experimenting, Shanta, with transmitting light to people with an intention, with a prayer, gazing their photograph. And I noticed that their photograph, after I was gazing at it, would turn into white light. And I knew, something within me just knew that the prayer that I'd done for them had worked. So I did this for free for quite a long time to make sure that it really was working. I didn't want to just say I can pray for someone and then it didn't work. I couldn't do that karmically. You'd kill yourself. But it was working. People that couldn't get pregnant or have miscarriages were having beautiful babies. People were getting the dream jobs they wanted. Their relationships were harmonized or being released. Their kids, autistic kids, would be getting, like this one little boy ended up being able to speak clearly to me on the phone. He couldn't speak to anyone. And it wasn't me. It was just that intention and allowing myself to get out of the way and meditate with no thought and just see the divine presence within each person. Like knowing, like I know right now that you, Shanta, are 100% God-governed. And I'm giving thanks that the divine presence is going before you and preparing the way. So that's when I started the mystical experience, so that I could transmit light to people, so I could connect people to their divine presence who aren't connected to it yet, because there's too many old frustrations and anger, like little bubbles around their diamond, so they can't feel their true self. To teach people the difference between a dark night of the soul and depression, to recognize where they are in consciousness, to be able to speak to someone who's been through all of these different experiences, so you don't feel alone. Otherwise, there have been people that have had Kundalini awakenings without a teacher, but then they're nervous, they're scared, they think they're going crazy, they start Googling things like, what's happening? got all these, like, it feels like there's bees in my head. And that's because they've been enlightened in a past life. But without a teacher, it's extremely hard to navigate the power of the Kundalini that rushes through you. So I am grateful to my teacher every moment of my life.
And thank you for your prayer
Of
for
course.
me. A lot of what I am learning growing up, we were always taught that it was not good. And I would hear things about the chakras and Kundalini and things about being enlightened or awakened. And I was told like that wasn't a good thing. So as I grew up and became an adult, it just came to me. I'm still on my journey, and I definitely haven't made it to your level yet. Each day I'm learning something new. I know when people start talking about star seeds and stuff like that, that's something that I don't understand. And I think I had a guest on the show one time who was talking about, I think she was talking about like empath and everything like that, which I understand a little bit, but I was like, why am I only hearing about empath? What else is there that exists that's in that area? I still kind of have to learn about that. I'm just on this journey right now and wanting to just bring love and light. And I think that it will just come when it's time.
Well, it's not that it comes, like, you already have enlightenment. It's already there. It's just blocked. There's a veil there. So once you have light transmitted to you, go and have a look at the mysticalexperience.com and have it for free for a month so you can feel what it's going to be like to have light transmitted to you. And then begin to practice meditation. And then what happens is you don't find it. Like they say, you're searching, but it's already within you. And I went all over the world looking for a teacher to teach me. I found an American woman who was enlightened. Who knew? Anyway, I went everywhere expecting like the old Asian guy to teach me. But enlightenment has definitely come to the West. There are more and more people waking up because there are more and more people in the world. It doesn't mean that there's more people awake. It's just per capita, per the population. That always happens because otherwise there wouldn't be balance on this planet. I mean, I recommend everyone go to countries like Bhutan and experience the country that's all about enlightenment and Buddhism. And, it doesn't matter if it's, if someone's new and they haven't read Autobiography of a Yogi by Paramahansa Yogananda, that's a good place to start. You'll start remembering. You'll have those satori's where you're like, I know this. This sounds familiar to me because it's something you've done in a past life. And it won't take long for someone like you to awaken to it because you haven't been part of any doctrine per se. It's just that in the West, we've all been brought up as mainly as Jewish people or Christian Bible reading people. We haven't known about anything else. I just knew that Jesus was enlightened. And now I know he was what's called a great Mahasiddha, which is beyond enlightenment. Like Yogananda was a Mahasiddha. These great beings of light that are just absolutely miraculous. And there's very rarely that we have more than one or two Mahasiddhas on the planet at the same time. And it's just there's a world of light for people to experience. And it, as the veil or as the ice melts around all those emotions and judgments and past habits, once that starts dissolving the old, well, then you start feeling who you are. You start seeing opportunities and situations, and you can't learn it from a book. It is experience. Okay, a book may set off the fire, spark the light. That reminds you of what you've done. You can't be interested in what you're doing right now, Shanta, unless you had been doing this in a past life. So someone like yourself, it doesn't take too long for you to begin to have the experience. It's here for every single person. And once upon a time, I mean, just talking about meditation, people would say, oh, that's weird. It's like, no, Jesus went into the desert for 40 days and 40 nights meditating. Saint Teresa of Avila started the Carmelite nuns and monks just so that they could be quiet, because she joined the nunnery because she had this love for Christ. And she said, there's just bells going. This is in Spain 300 years ago. Bells going, people praying. She said, I just wanted to be quiet and feel the presence, the divine presence. So she started her own nunnery, the Carmelite nuns, her own order, just so that they could be quiet and meditate, because no one can reach the divine unless we stop thought. You don't have to be religious to do this. It does take discipline and practice and consistency. But when you have someone, if it's not me, somebody, there are teachers out there that can transmit light. I recommend to everybody that they do that, because you will go in leaps and bounds. I was teaching it and doing it for years. Just a year after meeting my teacher and having her send that light, I started having deep mystical experiences. And just 3 years later, my Kundalini awakened. I know I couldn't have done it on my own. It's just that power coming through you. I would feel the light and the buzzing, and I'd be like, how is that all coming from this little woman? It's like, what is consciousness that's enlightened? It's like, it just seemed so miraculous to me. I just couldn't believe it. But I was just so grateful to be in her presence.
And I understand exactly what you're saying. I've had some things. I still have things. I do meditate, and it is something that's hard to describe to anyone. It's like this mass energy that I feel sometimes that feels like someone just went poof in it, in my tummy area. I've had that a few times, and we all experience things in a different way until we get to the full, like you said, where all of our chakras are opened and the kundalini is fully activated.
Yeah.
Yes. I do know one thing, Michele, that it's real. So when you're talking, I can relate, and I know my audience can too.
Yeah, because they resonate with your soul. So they understand that you're coming from a place of love and wanting to be of service, and your own awakening as well. So people resonate with truth. They can feel it within somebody. Everybody is intuitive. Everyone can see. Once they get their own little eye out of the way, people can see others. They can feel it. And it's very rare to find it in family members, because everyone's a different soul type. We all come in maybe in the same spaceship called Mum, and God bless all the mums this weekend, because without your spaceship, we couldn't have this experience. But we're all different soul types,
When is your event going to happen in LAX?
Oh, well, that's up to the government.
Oh, got it. So we got to wait for everything to open back up, and then
But I'm still going to be doing, events, live stream events. I'm still going to be doing them. I'll let you know when. At the moment, I'm doing a lot of free ones every morning. You just go to receivedivine.light.com, and you can find out how to tap into the free live streams and live webinars I've been doing every morning at 9 a.m. California time. Doing another one tomorrow. The only day I don't do them is Monday, and that's free for anyone.
Oh, okay. So it's receivedivine.light.com. All right. And that's 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Yes.
And how long are you going to be doing those?
Until lockdown stops.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Just to uplift everyone. We just do it. Then they don't go for long, 20 minutes to 30 minutes, sometimes a little longer. And I'm going to do a full day workshop live stream soon. So we'll let everyone know about that as well.
Oh, yeah. That would be nice. I want to be a part of that. I want to be able to log in there. So if someone's not able to watch the live stream, is there a place where they're able to go and see it later?
Yeah, we always have replays. Absolutely. We've got a lot of replays. You can go to receivedivine.light.com. You'll find links to replays from podcasts, and on the mysticalexperience.com, you'll find a lot of my past videos that you can watch for free.
Nice. Michele, I love talking to you. And I definitely am going to be following you. There's this link that I received, and I'm really excited because it's specifically for my Authentic Talks audience. You guys, there's a link that you can click on, And then the link takes you directly to.
It's a special page that we've done just for you so that they can have for absolutely free the Magic of Affirmation Power book, Magnetic Creative Visualization audio program, Practice of Meditation video, a couple of our other products that are really, really helpful for working out how to become clear and take action, and a few of my favorite affirmation songs for free, all for free at micheleblood.com, MICHELEBLOOD.com/AuthenticTalks. Yay.
Yay! You guys got that? You get to get a free ebook, The Magic of Affirmation Power ebook.
Yes.
Oh, that is so exciting. That's good stuff, Michele. Yay!
Yeah, so it's a lot of our favorite products that we sell for free for your listeners, because I think that they'll really, really relate to it and resonate with it, and it can absolutely assist them to transform.
I love it.
I would love to add, people talk about the law of attraction and the secret and all of this different stuff, but this is truth that's been taught for years. 2,500 years ago, the Buddha said, we are what we think. All that we are arises with our thoughts. With our thoughts, we make the world. And this is absolutely truth. And I love what Shakespeare said. Shakespeare was an enlightened master. He was teaching mysticism to people with irreverence and through plays. And Shakespeare said, you know, because he was very sarcastic and not everyone got that, all the world's a stage and all the men and women merely players. So that is true. Life is your own play. You can choose happiness, success, perfect health, great relationships. Remember, all good can be yours. Everything is possible. This is your life. This is absolutely your life, and things, you can rewrite the script. You've got to commit yourself to know, even if you don't feel that you know, to find out if you know what you don't want. Well, then you can write down what you do want, because obviously it's going to be the opposite of what you don't want. So having some clarity about what you do want will begin to get the juices flowing, and you'll have all the light and those angels saying, hey, there's someone down there who knows what they want. We better get down there and help them. Flap, flap, flap. Really, Michael? Someone really knows what they want? Yeah, Gabriel, I'm not lying to you. Why would I lie to you? I'm an angel. Well, we better get down there and help them. What was it Jesus said? What did Jesus say? Blessed are the Greek. Monty Python.
Love it.
Monty Python.
Thank you so much for taking
Shanta, I've loved meeting you. I know that we'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when. But we'll meet again, absolutely. And you're in my heart now. You're a sweetie pie.
Oh, Michele, you are amazing.
God bless you. I'm going to go and make myself some steamed salmon.
All right. Thank you so much.
Much love to you. More love. God bless you.
Likewise. You guys, I really enjoyed talking with Michele. She was really an awesome guest. I'm inviting my son Jaden onto the show now. Jaden, hi. Welcome, Jaden.
Hi.
What did you think of the show?
I think it was awesome. She was a really genuine person and had like energy while she talked to you. Very passionate about what she does and her story.
What do you think about the affirmations and how she came about them?
I think it's honestly really awesome how she was able to sing all her affirmations and her story of how she healed from singing the affirmations every day. And she began to see progress in her healing.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting too, and absolutely enjoyed listening to the affirmations being sung like that. Do you think that we should share a song or a piece of a couple
yes,
of them?
definitely.
Okay, I think we should do that too. But before we do that, have you had a chance to read the book yet?
Yeah, I liked it. It was an easy read, and there were so many affirmations in it. Here's a couple that I really liked, or here's one of them.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're trying to listen to her CD, a little bit of the song, you know, and have everybody hear it. So not a ton of them, but go for it.
All right. I am now developing my mind with further education because I'm in school and I'm still learning every day, and I even teach myself some things every now and then.
Wait, what was did you read? That was the affirmation?
Yeah.
Read it again. I'm sorry.
I am now developing my mind with further education.
Oh, okay. So there's different ones that could apply to like people in your age group as well. Like all of them, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. Okay, you guys, stay tuned. I'm going to go ahead and give you a taste of a listen of the affirmation, a couple of songs, just a little piece.
Oh, I am a miracle. Yes, I am a miracle. Oh, miracles are happening to me right now and every day. A miracle I see. I am healed, I know I am. I love myself, I am my friend, my friend, my friend.
Wow.
As you would say, I love it.
You're on point, son, because I absolutely do love it. The name of Michelle's CD is called Create Miracles by Michelle Blood. Powerful affirmation songs to harmonize your life. You guys, Michelle's leaving us a free gift, as she stated in the show, where we get to download her book for free. So be sure to look for the link that is in the show notes. It's there where you guys are able to click it and get your free download. And thank you all so much for tuning in. Yay! Season 2. We got our first show done. Thanks for joining me, son. You're welcome back anytime.
Thank you.
You guys, take care. Be safe out there. I'm sending positive energy, love, light, and prayers to everyone. Our country is in need of healing at this time. Thank you, guys. I'm Shanta with Authentic Talks.
The Magic of Affirmation Power book, Magnetic Creative Visualization audio program, Practice of Meditation video, a couple of our other products that are really, really helpful for working out how to become clear and take action, and a few of my favorite affirmation songs for free, all for free, at michelleblood.com, MICHELEBLOOD.com /AuthenticTalks. Yay.
Yay!